Going to roll out. He finds his man in the far flat that time.
And it's going to be interesting to see how SLU handles this tempo. Coach Franklin is known to up-tempo his offense, and that's really, really hard to practice for when guys are getting the play call in so quickly.
Kukock's going to keep it, and he's going to put his head down, and he's going to be short that time. So Southeastern Louisiana's defense holds, and that'll bring up a 4th down and about 1. Early decision here deep in Louisiana Tech's territory. And right now the Bulldog offense staying on the field, Luke.
Let's see. Be interesting. Maybe a hard count. Try and draw them off sides. They're going to send in number 49 or heavy package. Extra O lineman.
Andrew Burnett, the short yardage back. And now a timeout's going to be called by Sonny Cumbie as that play clock was running down. So will the Bulldogs put the offense back out there as a 4th and 1 on their own 23? We'll find out when we come back. Well, there's a look far right. Tony Franklin, the offensive coordinator for Louisiana Tech. Madison Kaufman, his 2nd stint in Ruston.
And his road back to Ruston has been winding. He admitted that when he exited traditional college football after the 20 season, that COVID really left a little bit of a bad taste in his mouth. He took 2 seasons off and then coached Army sprint football for 2 seasons, which is a league where players have to weigh under 178 pounds, and it made him fall in love with the game all over again. He really got emotional talking about watching players compete purely for the love of football, and he said that's the kind of thing that you can't buy, and he's bringing that back to Ruston.
Now Louisiana Tech decided not to go for it on 4th and 1 as Sonny Cumbie elects to put the punt team out there. John Hoyt chance punt goes out of bounds on the far side, so Southeastern will take over 1st and 10 on their own 35, and once again Carson Camp, the Lions quarterback. Now that play blew up that time. It seemed like a really late whistle, and I think that's what Frank Selfo is not the head coach of Southeastern. not real happy about. The ball was snapped, and the white hat blew his whistle to put the ball in play.
Well, sometimes when you call the play on the sideline and you go straight to the ball, you think the play's already started. The white hat hasn't actually spotted the ball and put it in play yet with the whistle. So Carson had started his snap count prior to the whistle being blown as the ball was put in play.
So Graham, the tailback, loss of 2 yards on that play. And now a whistle. Some laundry on the field. And that'll back it up 5 more yards. Both teams trying to just feel things out here early on both sides of the football, Luke.
Yeah, early season kinks that you have to work out that are going to be part of the struggle, especially regarding 2 quarterbacks. The snap count changes, the voice inflection changes, things that they've got to get used to as an offensive line, the motions, the shifts. Coach Selfo runs a very pro-style offense, a lot of 12 personnel, a lot of 11 personnel, a lot of motions, a lot of tight end sets. There's a lot going on. Your ability to communicate and stay calm in the midst of the chaos of communication is going to be key for both of these teams as they get going.
So 2nd and long, 2nd and 17. Camp keeps it and goes far side. He goes out of bounds after a couple of yards on the pickup. That's Coaching Spotlight on Tony Franklin, brought to you by Louisiana National Bank, the Uncommon Bank. So 3rd down and 13. Gain of 4 yards that time on the keeper by Camp.
Expect a lot of prevent coverage again. 3 down, drop 8. Play coverage, keep it in front of you, rally and make a tackle if you're the Bulldog defense.
Camp hands it off that time. That's Hayes, who's met rudely over there on the Southeastern sideline. Bulldogs did a nice job defensively that time, and a couple of negative plays early in the possession put the Lions behind the sticks, and they're going to have to bring the punting unit out.
When you get behind in the count, it limits your play calling ability. 1st down is key. Positive yards on 1st and 2nd down. Doesn't have to be much, but positive yards get you going.
Alec Mahler gets the punt away, and it'll bounce and go out of bounds on that far sideline. Neither punt returner got an opportunity on those punts here in this first quarter to return it. We're scoreless here in Ruston. 5:53 to play in the opening quarter. We'll be back as the Bulldogs take the field.
Hey, look, we gotta go to Leslie's weight game. Bye. Baby, you look so tired.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired.
Why don't you go lay down on my Scandinavian and take a nap? I promise you're gonna feel and look 25 years younger.
We gotta go.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Oh, wow. 25 years gone.
Yeah, that's the baby.
Yeah, but how'd you sleep?
Great. She wants one too.
Nice.
American Mattress Outlet
where you don't have to go back in time
to get a great night's sleep.
A quesadilla only place? Finally, someone gets me. Grilled to order, packed with flavor, because deep down, you didn't want a salad today anyway. No shame, just Dilla's. Primo on the go. Order now at dillas.com.
Well, this guy to my right played 14 years in the NFL, but first, he was a 4-year starter here at Louisiana Tech, threw for over 12,000 yards and over 80 touchdowns. Luke McCown, pleasure to have you here in the booth with us, and your memories of Louisiana Tech.
Well, my memories with Louisiana Tech start with you. You were my PR director. You taught me how to handle the media, how to answer questions, how to manage the weight of a schedule that requires phone interviews and media days and all the different things that go along with being a college quarterback, post-game pressers and all that. So my early memories start with my good buddy right here in the booth with me, Malcolm Butler.
Now, Luke McCown chose Louisiana Tech over Oklahoma back in 1999, coming out of Jacksonville High School. And I remember meeting Luke for the first time in the fall of his true freshman year, where Tim Rattay had a phenomenal year in '99 for Louisiana Tech. Walked in the equipment booth or equipment room, and there's Luke McCown, 6'4", couldn't have weighed about 180, soaking wet. And I thought to myself, this is going to be the guy that replaces Tim Rattay. 12,000 yards later, I'd say he had a pretty good career. First and long for Louisiana Tech. And he's going to throw one up. That's a wobbler, and the Bulldogs lucky that one wasn't intercepted.
Coach Franklin talked about taking a shot early. I think that's what he was looking for. SLU plays a lot of quarters coverage, and when you go trips to one side, the weak safety tends to look up number 3 in the formation, and so that gives you a one-on-one to the backside. I think that's what they were looking for, a little pressure in his face, couldn't get it to him.
Handoff off the right side. Nice tackle that time, and just a couple of yards that time for Clay Tevenen. Tevenen out of Navarro Junior College. And that'll bring up another 4th down for Louisiana Tech. So the Bulldogs went backwards. There comes the punting unit for the Bulldogs. And that'll be John Hoyt Chance.
So far, a 3rd down struggle. We've seen 1 3rd down conversion so far. Neither of these offensive-minded coaches like to see that. You need to convert 3rd downs, keep drives alive. Give your team a
Nice
chance.
punt that time as that drives Hayes way back. So Southeastern Louisiana will take over. We're going to take another commercial break. We're scoreless here in Ruston. There's a look at the preseason CUSA poll from ESPN.com. You see Louisiana Tech picked 5th in the 12-team conference. UTEP was 9th, Missouri State 10th, FIU 11th, Kennesaw State 12th. That's how the folks at ESPN.com think it's going to finish. Well, we're going to get our first look here at Kyle Lowe, quarterback for Southeastern Louisiana. He's going to hand it off, and there's no running room right there for Jaden Henry as Kai Mason for the Bulldogs met him rudely. That'll be a loss of a yard. Going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Kyle Lowe coming over from, started at Middle Tennessee. Last season spent at Georgia State. Coach Selfo said he's really looking for his opportunity to really step out and be the guy.
And Lowe's going to roll out, and he goes down. And once again, Makai Mason with the tackle for loss all the way back to the 10-yard line.
This linebacker group is deep for this Bulldog team. Talk to the coaches, and they'll tell you they believe it's one of the best linebacking groups in the country.
Well, I mentioned earlier, Kobe Fields was named the Conference USA preseason player of the year. You've also got Chief Leota. Those are your starting 3 linebackers, and as you mentioned, they've got some young guys behind them they really like. 3rd and long, they're just going to hand it off, try to get some of that yardage back. Nice run all the way out to the 27-yard line, but a couple of flags down back around the 12-yard line, and this one may come back.
Flags down around the line of scrimmage, especially on a draw play. It's probably going to be a holding coming back.
So if you're Louisiana Tech, you could either force a 4th and 3 or push them even further back and have it 3rd and about 25 and maybe flip the field. What would you do if you were Sonny Cumbie here?
I think I would push them back.
That's what the Bulldogs are going to do.
You put the ball now on the 6-yard line. Your quarterback is almost standing in his own end zone. This is when defenses really like to pin their ears back, come after the quarterback, maybe force the all-important and impressive safety for a defense. They tend to really like those things when they get safeties for some reason.
So it's 3rd and about 24 yards. We'll see if they play it safe here, if they let Lowe put the ball in the air and whistles blow. I don't see a flag on the field.
I think they're making sure the yard marker's right.
Should be 3rd down. I wonder if we can see a replay of that draw play that the penalty was called on. I don't know exactly what they may be looking here, Luke. Unless it was on the tackle. You know, the first thing you always think about is a helmet to helmet. It's going to be the snap that happened on 3rd and 20. But so far, both defensive coordinators have to be awfully happy with their respective squads.
Yeah, you really do. I mean, as a coordinator, an offensive coordinator, you want to be in the 40s to 45% conversion rate on 3rd down. And right now, I think we've only seen 1 3rd down converted by either team. But defensively, this Louisiana Tech team, you talk about defensive coordinator Luke Olson coming over from Jacksonville State last year. There was a lot to like about this job. This Louisiana Tech defense ranked in the top 11 in total yardage on defense, number 6 in the pass, number 15 in the red zone. It's a really, really good defense that he's taken over.
Not sure what they were looking for, but it'll be 3rd and 23. And they're going to hand it off again, and a little bit of running room out to the 15-yard line, and that's where Jaden Henry will be tackled, and that'll bring on the punting unit for Southeastern Louisiana. That was Kobe Fields, the preseason Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I would think that both of these coordinators are very happy right now on the defensive side of the ball.
Dedrick Latulis back deep for Louisiana Tech. Alec Mahler ready for his second punt of this ball game. Punt is away, and Latulis may have an opportunity. He fields it back inside his own 35-yard line, looking for a wall. Nice return, and he'll bring it into Lions territory down to the 40-yard line. So Latulis, the redshirt sophomore out of New Orleans, Louisiana. I mean, as soon as he caught it, Luke, he was trying to get to this near side where the wall was being set up.
Yeah, it really was an excellent punt by Mahler, backing him up, making him catch it on his heels. But a lot of times when you have to move as a punt returner, it helps set up the wall for your return.
So Trey Kukoc in this Bulldog offense, the best field position of the game, fakes the handoff to Wiggins and tries to throw a screen pass, and there's absolutely nobody there, and that may be intentional grounding. He's not outside the tackle box, and there wasn't a receiver out there.
Yeah, I'm not going to be surprised if they drop a flag. There wasn't a running back in the area.
So you can see some early game difficulties for both offenses so far. Who
I would have really expected a shot right there, Malcolm. A good return. Yep.
Yep, miscommunication right there, as there was no receiver to be found, and Kukoc tried to explain himself. He's pointing to the far side. The problem was his pass came to the near side, and so it'll be a loss.
Yeah, it appeared to be a screen play. I don't know if the back went the wrong way or Kukoc. Again, early season kinks you got to work out with a new quarterback in a new system. Things just not clicking quite yet.
So second down and 19. Wiggins the tailback. Hands it off. Wiggins pushing his way forward to the 45-yard line. It'll bring up a third down and long. Helmet comes off of the Louisiana Tech offensive lineman Ashanti Cole, so he'll have to come off for one snap. And when you start on the opponent's 40-yard line, Luke, you want to make the most of it, but the Bulldogs are going to have to convert a 3rd and 15.
Third in California, as Sean Payton calls it. There's not a lot of calls on your plays on your call sheet for this down and distance.
Kukoc back, now throws it underneath to the tight end. He stiff arms a man, and Eli Finley down to the 34-yard line. And this will put Louisiana Tech in a position where they can try to go for it on 4th and 4 or elect to try to kick a long field goal. But in this day and age of college football, Tech hurrying up here, the Bulldogs are going to go.
Again, I would hard count, maybe get a free 5. This is right in the area. You get a free first down.
And I'm afraid,
especially if you intended to kick it anyways. If it backs you up, you're going to kick it anyways. But you'd like to be disciplined enough as a team not to jump off sides.
So back it up 5 yards, and now 4th and 9. What is Louisiana Tech going to elect to do?
Looks like we're going to punt it.
And we talked about both defensive coordinators got to be awfully pleased. Neither offensive coordinator's got to be putting this on any kind of reel as far as a how-to in the first quarter, as both teams have struggled to move the football between penalties and other negative plays. So John Hoyt chance into punt. We'll try to hang it up there. Nice job as it's down to inside the 10-yard line. As that'll be Amiri Wiggins, the Bulldog running back. And so Southeastern Louisiana will have it 1st and 10 at the 9.
Excellent job by our punter right there. Putting some backspin on that ball. Scotty Scheffler would have been proud of that one. Stopped it on the 9-yard line. But Malcolm, on 3rd down, we've got to be able to use a snap count as a weapon, as a tool in your offense for a free 5 yards on a 4th and 4 to get a 1st down. That really helps your offense.
There's a look at the video board. 2 for Louisiana Tech. It's a beauty, the largest in the state of Louisiana. Cal Lowe in at quarterback, and he's going to hand it off to Hayes, who tries to get around the end, and Bulldogs pursuing nicely that time. Hayes will get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Those jet sweep plays are tough when it's man coverage on the back end, because though you're sending a guy in motion, you have a defender running with him, crossing the ball, crossing the formation as well.
Loss of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 11. Rodeo Graham Jr., the tailback. Hands it off, and Graham goes nowhere. Well, that'll bring us to the end of the 1st quarter here at Joe I.A. Stadium. Louisiana Tech forcing its first turnover of the season on the first possession of the year for Southeastern Louisiana, as it was Jakari Foster with the pick. We'll be back with the 2nd quarter. Now, the quarter doesn't start till next week, but the students back here in Ruston enjoying the ball game. It's a first quarter dominated by defense. We're going to send it down to Madison Kaufman.
Yeah, Malcolm, this Louisiana Tech team returned 60% of its players, but it had 2 new coordinators, so it's a two-sided story in terms of buy-in. For offense, it was nearly automatic. They weren't that good on offense last year, so these players were hungry to be good on the offensive side of the ball. But for defense, due to their dominance, it was a little bit more of an earned trust. Luke Olson came in with an observation mentality, really wanted to get to know the guys first, and then attacked it with a take-it mentality. He didn't want anybody to be able to say they weren't getting playing time because he didn't recruit them.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech bringing some pressure on 3rd and long, and low scrambling for about a yard. This has been, again, a game dominated by defense. The Lions' last 9 offensive plays, a total of -9 yards. Latulis back to return the punt. He had a nice return last time. Alec Mahler in, punting from his own end zone. An opportunity for Louisiana Tech to flip the field. Low punt. And it'll be fielded by Latulis. And good job by the Lions special teams unit as they cover him up at midfield. And that's where Louisiana Tech will take over. First quarter saw a total of 68 total offensive yards, 38 by Southeastern Louisiana, 30 by Louisiana Tech. Also, the two teams combined for 6 penalties in the first half. Heavy set here as it'll be Andrew Burnett setting up behind Trey Kukuk. 1st and 10 at the 49. Kukuk keeps it off the right side, and he'll dive his forward for a pickup of 6 yards on 1st down. And again, Luke mentioned it. Tony Franklin talked about how the quarterback was going to be very involved in the run game for Louisiana Tech, and here's that tempo. Kukuk keeps it again, sidesteps a Lions defender, and is tripped up inside the 40 after a 1st down.
When they did the breakdown of Trey Kukuk, both in recruiting and through the spring and summer, what they found interesting about him is that though he's not fast, he doesn't get caught usually.
Drops back. He's going to fire it over towards the far sideline, towards his tight end Eli Finley. Overthrows him. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
A little interesting that that's only his 2nd target of the game. This is a tight end that's at the top of several watch lists regarding tight ends for this season. A guy that Sonny Cumbie believes that can play on Sundays. He's improved himself as a blocker. He's always been a good blocker. He's improved his speed through his diet in the offseason. They're looking for big things from Eli Finley.
Empty backfield on 2nd down and 10. Swings it to the near side. That'll be caught by Jalen Mickens. He'll fall forward for a pickup of 3. It'll bring up a 3rd and 7.
Another 3rd and long. Man, you really want to stay out of these types of situations.
Kukuk is going to go straight up the middle. He's still moving forward, falls forward, and I'm going to tell you what, he's going to be about a yard short of the 1st down. Looked like he was going to be stopped at about the 31-yard line and just kept pushing forward.
Here we go. Very similar situation that we had in the 1st quarter, at the end of the 1st quarter. It was 4th and 4. Now it's 4th and 1. Looks like maybe they just go for the tush push with a quarterback that's got as big a legs as Trey Kukuk does.
And we're going to have a timeout 5 seconds called by Sonny Cumbie. He's given the striped shirt an earful, so it'll bring up a 4th and about a yard and a half as Louisiana Tech looks like it's going to go for it here.
So it'll be interesting to see if they use their snap count. Like I said before, it's got to be a weapon in your offense.
Louisiana Tech has called a timeout.
Mass confusion on the field. What we do know is we'll be back after this commercial break, and the Dogs will be faced with a 4th and a yard and a half. No score.
Quesadilla only place? Finally, someone gets me. Grilled to order, packed with flavor. Because deep down, you didn't want a salad today anyway. No shame, just Dilla's. Primo on the go. Order now at dillas.com.
At Louisiana National Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbor, your partner, your friend. Locally owned and family operated, we proudly invest in our neighbors, our schools, and our future. Louisiana National Bank, rooted in tradition, growing with you. Louisiana National Bank, uncommon banking. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking to get the job done right? Southern States Equipment has got you covered. As the official equipment rental company of Louisiana Tech Athletics, we know performance matters on the field and on the job site. With multiple locations across the region, we deliver the right equipment where you need it and great service when you need it. Southern States Equipment, customer-focused, service-driven. Go Dogs!
At St. Francis Health, we're focused on serving you with a dedication to excellence, innovation, clinical expertise, and respect for who you are as a person. As we turn our attention to the future, our commitment to Northeast Louisiana is at the center of how we move St. Francis forward. Our highly skilled team has one thing in mind: excellence in healthcare. It is our honor and our mission to serve you and this community. St. Francis, proud sponsor of the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs.
There's a look at some new rule changes this year. Louisiana Tech is going to line up and go for it. Luke, they're trying to take that fake injury out of the equation this year. A lot of cramps that all of a sudden pop up when you're trying to slow down some tempo.
The old scuba call. Scuba, scuba. Means you're going down under for a fake injury when you need a timeout.
So Wiggins, the tailback, he's going to hand it off, and he is not going to get it. Southeastern Louisiana, I think, has held him just short.
I would challenge this spot if I'm Sonny Cumbie.
As the Bulldogs not able to get a lot of push that time. They're going to take a look. We'll take another look on the screen as well.
I feel like he got a good initial push, and then right there kind of gets bent backwards. It's going to be really close.
Our referee tonight, Garrett Dickerson, and they're going to bring the chains out. I think he's going to be short, but we're going to let the guys who get paid to do this tell us for sure. And they stretch it out, and looks like he's at least a foot short. And it will be a turnover, and it'll go back to Southeastern Louisiana. So we saw in this last year, Luke, the Bulldogs really struggled to run the football, and which was one of the big reasons Louisiana Tech struggled inside the red zone. Tony Franklin said, hey, it's easy to be a good red zone offensive team when you can run the football. And here early on, Louisiana Tech 8 rushes for 15 yards.
Yeah, and it was one of the areas that Coach Franklin was really had an eye on when he took this job and wanted to improve on that. Running the football is about an attitude. It's about getting guys going downhill, making it simple for your offensive line on their blocks and their reads, and getting guys running downhill.
Lowe swings it out to his running back, Graham. He is tripped up by Michael Richard for no gain. This is Kyle Lowe's 3rd straight offensive possession after Carson Camp had the first 2 for the Lions. Going to hand it off, And Louisiana Tech right there. That's Graham again. Picks up maybe a half a yard. It'll bring up a 3rd and long.
There's a lot to like about this Louisiana Tech defense. They fly to the ball. They tackle. They swarm. Coach Olson's got to be really, really pleased so far in this game.
So 3rd and 9 for the Lions.
Condensed formation, trying to get your receivers free releases. Quarters coverage. A little pressure by Louisiana Tech here.
Low scrambling around. He's got some room if he can turn the corner, and he's going to slide, and we'll see where they mark him. I think he's going to be short, but it's going to be where he started the slide, and I think he's going to be about a yard short of the 1st down marker.
I agree. When you're trying to earn a job, keep a job, when you're trying to endear yourself to your teammates, know where the sticks are, put a shoulder down and go get that extra yard, especially when you're struggling to convert on 3rd down already.
So it'll bring a 4th down and a yard, and the punting unit back on for Southeastern Louisiana. Back deep is Latulis. Now, Frank Selfo was going to call a timeout for the Lions.
Southeastern has called their first timeout of the half.
No score here in Ruston. Both defenses playing well. 10 minutes to play, 2nd quarter. We'll be back. Goose eggs on the scoreboard. There's a look at Luke Olson, the new defensive coordinator for Louisiana Tech. We're going to send it down to Madison Kaufman.
Talking with Luke earlier this week, he said he likes to be on the field as the commander-in-chief of this defense. He likes being able to talk to his guys in real time, and we're clearly seeing the fruits of that labor, guys. Just moments ago, he was down on the ground, both knees, drawing out plays, guys surrounding him, and a couple even asking questions if they didn't get it quite right.
Baller with the punt is fielded by Latulis. He fair catches it, and so Louisiana Tech will take over 1st and 10. So far for this ball game, Tech 14 offensive plays for 52 yards. Southeastern 17 offensive plays for 38 yards. So neither one of them getting chunks of yardage here.
Just don't feel like there's any rhythm yet on either side of the ball for these offenses. Positive yards on 1st down, whether they're 2 or 3 or 4, get something going, get the ball rolling, and let it continue to roll, get a little momentum going, but find something good on first and second down.
Kukoc follows the block of his tailback. That was Clay Tevedon with a nice lead block off this left side. There's the quarterback run game. Picks up
Running
6 yards on first down.
Running quarterback can be a great equalizer. It matches you man for man now on offense and defense.
He fakes the handoff and gets buried that time, does the Louisiana Tech signal caller. That was Joshua Randall, fifth-year senior out of New Orleans, Louisiana, with the tackle for loss, and that'll bring up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, that was a missed read by Trey. That's a quarterback run option. He's reading the end there. You can see on the replay, tight end's going to leave him free and arc release, go block the outside linebacker and leave the defensive end. Trey should read him. That should have been a handoff the whole way.
So 3rd and 9. He's going to take 0 for 2 on 3rd downs. Kukoc, and he is hit from behind, and he will go down. So Southeastern Louisiana brought Randall off the edge, and he gets to the quarterback, and after a nice gain on 1st down, the Bulldogs offense goes backwards.
Again, it just looks like the Bulldogs should attack the edge a little bit more. They started out trying to get the screen game on the edge. Now they're trying the quarterback on the edge. It looks like that's where they want to attack, just not getting anything sustainable for the Bulldog offense.
It was Hayden Chrisman, Bulldog tackle, that got beat. Nice punt. That sends Hayes way back. He's going to let it roll, and it'll be down to inside the 20-yard line. And so nice job by John Hoyt Chance. 52-yard punt, and it'll be Lions football, and we'll see who comes out at quarterback for Southeastern Louisiana. It's going to be Carson Camp this time. So Camp had the first 2 series, threw an interception on the first series of the ball game. Kyle Lowe has had the next 3, and now Carson Camp trots back out there.
When you're shuffling quarterbacks, you want to see somebody grab the proverbial bull by the horns and start moving the offense down the field.
Camp has time, and now he's going to take off and run, and that's going to be helmet to helmet, I believe, and if so, that'll be Chief Leota for Louisiana Tech.
Not very smart play by a 5th-year senior, veteran player, probably a captain of this defense.
So Camp took off running and went to slide, and we'll see what they call here.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, defense, number 42, also with targeting. The previous play is under review.
So they're going to take a look at it. Here it is again on your screen.
I don't think it's going to be targeting. Looks like he was leading, trying to hit him in the shoulder.
Yeah, it looks like it's shoulder to shoulder on that replay. It's close, and so we'll see if the targeting holds up.
But Chief Leota knows better than that. Quarterback's giving himself up. Now I'll take my soapbox here to say that I don't like my quarterback sliding. I was never a slider. You are exposing all the unprotected areas of your body when you slide. Your chin, your breastplate, all the exposed, unpadded parts of your body when you slide, you give up. The ground never loses a battle. When the back of your head hits the ground, as is the case here, that's where concussions come into play. If I'm a quarterback, I take my left foot, stick it in the ground, and I dive to the right. I knife down low to the ground. I protect the top of my head. I protect my shoulder. but I can control the hit at that point. I can knife away from the hit that's coming at me, and I can minimize my exposure as a quarterback.
The forcible contact was to the shoulder of the defenseless player. There is no targeting on the play. However, the personal foul late hit will be enforced 15 yards from the end of the run, an automatic first down.
Coach Franklin is big on running and protecting yourself as a runner. I think this is one of those cases where, as a quarterback, you can protect yourself a lot more by knifing or diving away, low to the ground, away from the hit that's most imminent in the play, and protect yourself.
So they take the targeting away, which means Leota can remain in the game. The late hit personal foul remains, so an extra 15 yards will be 1st and 10 now at the 42. Check that, the 37-yard line. Handoff off the left side, knifing through that time is Jaden Henry. Flags fly on the far sideline.
Those are the positive plays you're looking
Illegal
for.
formation.
Minus the penalty.
5 players in the offensive backfield to snap. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So bring the nice gain back. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 15. And Southeastern behind the chains. 4th penalty called against the Lions. 7.5 minutes to play here in this first half. No score. Camp's going to swing it out to his tailback, who makes a nice move, gets to the sideline. He'll pick up about 3 yards.
What you've not seen from this Lion offense is a difference in play calling, no matter who the quarterback is. Coach Anthony Selfo said that there's no limitations regarding these two quarterbacks and their unique giftings, their unique skill sets. Though they are individually different, the play calling will be the same for both of them.
Camp over the middle, and it is complete. Out past the first down marker.
Rare man coverage right there of the Louisiana Tech defense. Very nice job by Carson Camp.
Southeastern with some tempo. They'll hand it off to Henry, and he'll be swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. He tried to bounce it off left tackle. Chief Leota that time on the stop for the Bulldogs. Louisiana Tech with a fresh 3 defensive linemen coming in. We heard Luke Olson say they were going to rotate a lot of guys through on the defensive line. That was kind of the question mark with this unit this year. They lost some really good defensive linemen off of last year's team. So far, I would say they've graded out pretty well. Camp finds his tight end. Little tight end screen, and he'll take it to about the 45-yard line, and we'll bring up a 3rd and short.
Tight end middle screen on 2nd and long is a really good play call. It's safe regarding the exposure of the ball, and it's kind of a catch-all regarding the defense that you're going to face.
Southeastern with a hurry up. They're going to hand it to Henry, and he is going to put his head down, and I think he is going to get the first down. That was a physical run right there by Henry. Well, now as the side judge comes walking in, he moves it back, and that's going to be 4th and about 2 feet. So 4th down. Jaden Henry, 6 foot, 200-pound graduate out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, transfer from Valdosta State. And the quarterback, Camp, will tuck it, and he'll pick up the first down to the 41-yard line. Luke, did you consider yourself a good quarterback keeper guy at 6'4"? Does that help?
I could hold my own. I had long arms, though. So I leaned on forward progress.
So 1st and 10. Southeastern Louisiana at the Louisiana Tech 41-yard line. Camp back. He's looking. He's got plenty of time. Now he's trying to scramble, and he'll pick up about 3 or 4 yards. Great job by that Lions offensive line that time, as Camp had a lot of time in the pocket and then finally tucked it and picked up some positive yards.
Again, the 3-3-5 defense. It's kind of like the old Tampa 2 where they run the Mike linebacker down the middle of the field, except when the third safety is already down the middle of the field. It creates this deep umbrella look. And there's not very many windows to throw into. So nice job tucking the ball and getting what you can out of it. You become the check down as the quarterback in that situation.
First time the Lions have been inside the Louisiana Tech 40-yard line in this ball game.
Taking a shot.
Camp's going to take a shot down that left side. He's got his man, and he just overthrows the intended receiver, Jordan Williams.
Yeah, Jordan had a step on him. Carson's going to look at the film after this game and think that he missed one right there. From the wide receiver perspective, keep pumping your arms. The ball's in the air. Keep pumping your arms. Don't run with your hands stretched out. That slows you down. Pump your arms through the ball. You may not have to lay out for it.
I was going to say, it looked like he may have left his feet a step too early that time. So third down. They may be in 4-down territory.
Absolutely.
Camp looking once again, has plenty of time. Now he's under pressure, and he's just going to sling it out, and it is complete along the Louisiana Tech sideline. A leaping catch over there that time.
Wow, what an excellent job by Carson Camp, buying a little time, using the back hitch, something I coach my quarterbacks in. It's not always a hitch up. You've got to be able to back hitch to continue to buy time, keep your shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage, keep your eyes downfield. I'm not so sure that wasn't a throwaway, and the receiver jumped up and got it for him.
That was Rodeo Graham, his tailback. Nice play right
Running
there.
back even. Wow,
Yep.
Great play.
So fourth down, it'll be 4th and about 1.5 yards. Camp's going to keep it, and he is going to be close. We will see where they mark it. I think he is going to be just short, as does the Louisiana Tech sideline.
Missed opportunities when you don't hit the ones you should hit, when your receiver gets a step, when you don't drive your arms through the play and catch the ball down the field, you're going to end up hurting your offense.
Now, the Bulldogs will take over after their stop. We'll be back. We got 2.5 to play. We're scoreless first half.
Hey, look, we gotta go to Leslie's waiting. Bye. Baby, you look so tired.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired.
Why don't you go lay down on my Scandinavian and take a nap? I promise you're gonna feel to look 25 years younger.
We gotta go.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Oh, wow. 25 years gone.
Dad, that's the baby.
Yeah, but I just sleep.
Great. She wants one too.
Nice.
American mattress salad
Where you don't have to go back in time
to get a great night's sleep.
A quesadilla only place? Finally, someone gets me. Grilled to order, packed with flavor. Because deep down, you didn't want a salad today anyway. No shame, just Dilla's. Primo on the go. Order now at dillas.com.
At Louisiana National Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbor, your partner, your friend. Locally owned and family operated, we proudly invest in our neighbors, our schools, and our future. Louisiana National Bank, rooted in tradition, growing with you. Louisiana National Bank, uncommon banking. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
There's a look at Sonny Cumbie, the head coach for Louisiana Tech, not calling offensive plays this year, and that's really freeing him up, Luke, to see the big picture.
Yeah, he's a lot more focused on building the roster, playing a little more of the general manager role, frees him up to pay attention to several more aspects of the team than just the offensive side of the ball.
Now that swing pass knocked away by Khalid Moore, transfer from Southern Miss, junior out of Poplarville, Mississippi. It'll be a 2nd down and 10, and kind of an opportunity, kind of 2 for 1 here, Luke. The Bulldogs have 2.5 minutes to play. If you could drive down and put some points on the board, then you get the football to start the 3rd quarter.
It's a critical drive. You're not quite in 2-minute mode yet, although the urgency that comes with getting the ball right now, and you haven't done much on offense yet, kind of puts you in 2-minute mode. You want to get things going, but you got to go get down and get points. 3 or 6 in this situation, you're going to get the ball coming out of the half. So it's kind of like an extended drive once you come back out of halftime.
Southeastern called their second time.
They've got to get something going right here at the end of the half.
Well, now Southeastern's looking on a 3rd and long. They're going to call a timeout. They want to get the football back, obviously, as Louisiana Tech. That time it was Rowan Briggs, the senior out of Denton, Texas, for Southeastern with the sack.
Smart use of your timeouts by Coach Selfo. He understands clock management. He understands getting the ball back. He understands that both offenses have struggled. You want to get the ball back with as much time as possible, knowing that you're not going to get it coming out of half. Just what we were talking about from the opposite side, you need to go down and make points for this last opportunity in the first half if you get the ball back.
So we'll see what Sonny Cumbie elects to do here on 3rd and 15. I haven't seen much out of the passing game for the Bulldogs here in this first half.
Deep zone coverage. Let's see if they rush forward.
Q-Cook's going to keep it off this left side, and he's going to turn it up. Nice tackle out there, short of the 1st down marker.
Going to be 4th and about 3.
That'll be Ian Connerly Goodley. He's quite the story, Luke, as he left and went to Troy last year, played 1 year at Troy and decided, you know what, I want to come back to Southeastern Louisiana. And so the Lions happy to have him. Well, we got the 2-minute warning here. It'll be a 4th down for Louisiana Tech. We'll take a break. Lions look like they'll get the football back.
this week we got a chance to sit down with Coach Sonny Cumbie, and I asked him, year 1 to year 4, what have you learned? He kind of chuckled at that a little bit, but he gave me a thoughtful answer. He said, number 1, never assume. Number 2, never take anything for granted. And number 3, always be yourself. What works for someone else in a different environment may not work for you. And then he also mentioned that he's really focused on that general manager role that you mentioned earlier, Luke. He said he's letting his assistants take the reins on the day-to-day stuff.
Well, the ball pops loose, and we'll see who falls on it. It looks like Southeastern got it back, but that was Kentrell Prejean on the return. It looked like he had a window, and all of a sudden the ball popped out, but the Lions do recover it. A break right there for Southeastern.
There was a lot of room in front of Kentrell Prejean. I think he was smelling end zone. Got to tuck that ball away. Can't expose it in this end of the field especially, but you can't ever expose it. Good job by Louisiana Tech, knocking it out. Lions cover it.
So Carson Camp and this Lions offense comes back out with 1:49 to play. Southeastern has one timeout to play with. Camp's going to swing it out into the flat to his tight end, who breaks an initial tackle.
Good job getting the ball out of your hand quickly. I don't think they're going to stop the clock. Shoulders have to be going upfield when you hit the sideline for them to call it out of bounds. So they're winding the clock. Attacking the sideline again.
Yep, nice job that time by Louisiana Tech end. He knocks that ball down. That's Donovan Ryman.
2 plays in a row, the Lions are attacking the short side of the field. Look for Louisiana Tech to make a slight adjustment to their coverage, getting somebody to the flat a little quicker this time.
Third and 4. Louisiana Tech may have an opportunity to get the football back if they can get off the field here. Underneath, wide open is Prejean, and he'll pick up the first down inside the 45-yard line.
Double-edged pressure by Louisiana Tech. That leaves your slots generally uncovered, causing the safety that's high over your slot to come down a little in a hurry and play coverage there. Didn't quite get there in time.
Slings it out to his tight end, goes through the hands of Cade Collier to bring up a 2nd down and 10. 1:03 to play here first half. And Frank Selfo, he talked to us. This Lions squad only has 53 scholarship players, Luke. He's got to be awfully pleased with where he's at right now. 0-0. It would be even more pleased if they could put some points on the board right before the half.
Yeah, they've got to get something going, especially coming out of half. They don't get the ball. They need to go into halftime feeling good about themselves, feeling good about what they did as an offense in this last drive.
Camp with time. He's going to scramble. Now he finds his receiver wide open down the sideline, overthrows him. He's looking to see if there were any offensive linemen down the field. That's what Sonny Cumbie is coming out talking to the head linesman about. But the good job by that Southeastern offensive line not to go downfield. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. Southeastern 3 of 7 on 3rd down so far.
Seems like we've been in this situation before, Malcolm. 3rd and 10, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20. Lots of long 3rd downs.
See if the Bulldogs bring pressure.
They are.
And
they got him.
Camp's going to go down. So will a penalty flag. Most likely in the area of holding. That'll be Kobe Fields. The Bulldogs senior linebacker started his career at LSU before transferring to Louisiana Tech. Had an outstanding year last year.
Offense, number 65. That penalty is declined.
Had a season-ending injury late in the year against Arkansas. Was unable to play in the Independence Bowl for the Bulldogs, but he's back, and Because he's more dedicated than
Louisiana
ever.
Tech has called their final timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
It's an interesting decision that Coach Cumbie has right here. Do you take the ball with a little extra time, or do you back them up and potentially get better yardage from a punt if you stop them again on 3rd down?
It'll be 4th and long. And so Louisiana Tech will send Latulis back. And if you're Southeastern, and this Southeastern special teams unit has been really good. Frank Selfo said he felt like they had the best special teams unit in all of the Southland Conference last year. Former Louisiana Tech quarterback Ross Jenkins, their assistant head coach, is the special teams coach. And he's done an outstanding job. If you're the punter, Mahler, you don't want to give Latulis an opportunity here late in the first half to return one.
Yeah, Latulis is a dangerous guy with the ball in his hand. We saw him break one earlier. He's going to have room on this return. He's going to let it go.
He lets it go. It'll
Smart
go
play.
into the end zone, yep. And it'll be Louisiana Tech football, 1st and 10. With 41 seconds to play, Bulldogs are out of timeouts. Madison Kaufman will have an opportunity to catch up with Sonny Cumbie. Heading into the locker room. Be interested to hear his assessment of this opening 2 quarters of the season.
Coach Franklin will go to his call sheet. They've got a section of plays on their call sheet for just this situation. 40 seconds left in the game. You've got to go 80. You have no timeouts, so you can't really work the middle of the field. All that does is eat up more time. Quarterback, we don't need to scramble around. We need to save the time. So throwaways are key, and attacking the boundary is key to moving the ball.
Hands it off to Clay Tevenen off that right side. Tevenen breaks a couple of tackles, will pick up a 1st down, and then heads out of bounds in a late hit along that Southeastern sideline, and that may give 15 more yards to Louisiana Tech.
That is absolutely going to give them 15 more yards. Not exactly what you expected when you run a wide zone with 40 seconds left in the half, I don't think, but
After the play, personal foul, late hit, defense, number 45, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, and automatic 1st down.
Here's another look at it. If you're Louisiana Tech, you figure if you can get to about the 40-yard line, you've got an opportunity for a long field goal. It would be John Hoyt Chance who would attempt one that long. The pass here to the near sideline, and that'll be a nice pickup as he's forced out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
Good job. Get your quarterback on the move. It's where he's comfortable throwing the ball. He's not the tallest guy, so being a pocket passer isn't necessarily his strong suit. Get him on the edge, let him see the field, get the ball out of bounds.
Marquise Singleton Jr. on that last reception. Second down and 3. Bulldogs get about another 6 to 8 yards to get into field goal range. Kukuk's going to fire over the middle. There's the big tight end, Eli Finley, who makes the grab. He'll go down at the 25-yard line. Bulldogs in the hurry up.
Clock's going to stop while the chains reset. If you're good at your job, you can get another play off without spiking it.
Kukuk back again. Now he's going to scramble, and he's just going to throw it. He's got his tight end. Finley turns up the field, still going down to the 1-yard line. Clock
now
will
you want to
stop
clock it.
With 8 seconds. They're going to have to clock the football.
Maybe a fake spike and throw a fade real quick. I think they're just going to clock it.
And they will clock it with 5 seconds to play. And let's see if Sonny Cumbie will bring the field goal unit on.
I tend to think on a big gain like that, when the clock has to stop so the chains can get reset, you can get another play call. Those are situations you work in practice all the time. We're down on the 2-yard line now. Let's get another play called so we don't have to clock it and lose 3 seconds on a play. It's going to be down on the 1.
So this will be a 20-yard field goal by Drew Henderson. would give Louisiana Tech the halftime lead. Snap is good. And the kick is up and good. So some life by this Louisiana Tech offense over the final 60 seconds as the Bulldogs will get on the scoreboard. Madison Kaufman will be grabbing Sonny Cumbie. Couple of nice plays in the passing game that time by Trey Kukuk. We'll see what Sonny Cumbie has to say about his first half. Got to be pleased to have at least taken the 3-0 lead and had some momentum.
Yeah, 3 points can mean a lot in this type of game.
We'll send it down to Madison.
All right, Coach, quite a way to go into the locker room. You got to be happy with getting on the board, but what can you do to get that momentum going a little sooner in the second half for your offense?
Well, I think offensively, we've just got to execute and settle down. I think that there's just a sense of everybody wants to make the play every time that's called. We're not going to score a touchdown every play. We need to get first downs. We need to make routine plays, which is what you saw there at the end of the first half. And so I was really proud of how we finished, extremely proud of our defense. They get the takeaway on the first drive. The rest of the first half, they've done a great job, and special teams have done well too.
Defensive dominance continues for the 2025 Bulldogs. What do you even say to them at the half after that performance?
Well, they got to continue to do it. They got to continue to do it, and I think they have a lot of pride in how they play. And the second half, we're going to have to play some other guys. We had some guys get a little winded, but I think they've got to continue to play fast, fly around to the football, and which they've done, and they've kept Southeastern in second and third and long, which is advantageous for us.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks.
That's Louisiana Tech head coach Sonny Cumbie. When we come back, we'll be joined by Louisiana Tech president Dr. Jim Henderson. He'll be happy his Bulldogs are up 3-0 here at the half at the Joe. Welcome back to Joe I.A. Stadium. We're at the half. Louisiana Tech leads 3-0, joined by Louisiana Tech President Dr. Jim Henderson, the 15th president in university history. And Doc, I know you love some athletics. Largest freshman class in Louisiana Tech history. School starts next week, but we got a lot of them here tonight watching the Bulldogs.
We do. It's a great turnout from the student section. The Blue Bloods are really out, 750 members strong. It's great to see that. They're watching a first half of defensive battle. I'm in a much better mood. We have 3 on the board than if we'd been 0. And look, this is a Super Bowl for Southeastern to come up here and play an in-state rival like us and step up and do that. And so we expect a battle all the way through. Frank Selfo's a great coach, so we should be watching out. He's got a little history with Louisiana Tech. We should be watching for that jump pass later in the second half. But I think the Bulldogs are going to put some things together. Tony Franklin's going to get that offense rolling. Defense looks great.
No doubt about it. You're taking it all the way back to that LSU game in Baton Rouge. I remember that.
Just
that was
a few years ago.
Many years ago.
That's right.
Earlier this week, Governor Jeff Landry came to Ruston. A joint announcement about Radiance Technologies, a microchip factory coming to Ruston. What's that mean for the university?
Well, everything we're talking about at Louisiana Tech right now is growth-oriented. Right? You mentioned the freshman class. Enrollment's going to be growing. But what we do is impact this entire region, and we're growing it economically from an economic output, from an economic vitality perspective. Radiance Technology, a longtime partner of ours, CEO is a Louisiana Tech grad. We're going to be building a secure microchip packaging facility. It'll have great impact on our research, great impact on our workforce development, certainly bringing 150 jobs with an average salary of $85,000 per job in an industry that is essential to the security of the United States. It's a perfect package for us. It's a sign of things to come. You'll see many more of those announcements coming forward in the next few months.
I'm going to bring it back to athletics. July the 15th, we had a formal announcement here on campus. Louisiana Tech would be joining the Sun Belt Conference. Just talk a little bit about the news surrounding that.
Yeah, renewing rivalries. I couldn't be more excited to be playing folks that are within driving distance of Louisiana Tech. It's great for the state of Louisiana. It's great for Louisiana Tech athletics. It's great for collegiate sports. It shows how regional rivalries can be the future for those in our classification. I expect we will compete well. I expect we'll be competing in 2026. That news should be coming out officially soon. But I expect us to be playing Lafayette, Monroe, Southern Miss, South Alabama, Arkansas State, at Troy on an annual basis starting next year. It's going to be great for all of us. You know, we've had a great time in Conference USA, been a long-time member here. This is the future of college athletics. It's going to be great for all of us.
Of course, Louisiana Tech was a member of the Sun Belt for a decade of the 90s, has a lot of history there. It'll be nice to be back. And then finally, earlier, Niche Magazine rating Louisiana Tech University as the top public institution in the state of Louisiana.
Yeah, it's recognizing what I think is obvious. The academics at this institution, the impact of our graduates on the workforce, their success in the workforce, mid-career salaries, highest in Louisiana. We've got great retention rates, great graduation rates. We're going to build on all of those things. We don't rest on our laurels, but that recognition of being the top public institution in the state of Louisiana. As we prepare to go to Baton Rouge next week, you might see some beautiful billboards around that capital city.
That would be awesome. Well, Sonny Cumbie going to let you call a play in the second half?
You know, listen, I think Sonny and Tony are going to get together. You're going to see a lot more rhythm from that offense in the second half. The defense is going to continue to play lights out. Again, it's a tough team with a great coach, but I'm looking forward to the Bulldogs coming out victorious tonight.
Well, thanks for joining us. That's
Always
Louisiana Tech President Dr. Jim Henderson. Bulldogs lead it 3-0 here at the half.
Go
we'll
Dogs.
be back here shortly. 3-0 our halftime score. We got halftime fireworks here at Joe I.A. Stadium. There haven't been a lot of offensive fireworks in the first half, as both of these defenses have played extremely well, Luke McCown. And you look at the first half highlights, it's going to be all defense.
It's going to be all defense. And if you're Bill DeTavio or Luke Olson, you are very pleased with what you've seen from your team, your defensive units in this first half of football. Takeaways are always key. Third downs are always key to winning football games. And right now, your defense on either team are giving your team a chance to win this game.
Louisiana Tech with a late field goal on the last play of the first half. That's where we stand here at Joe I.A. Stadium. Again, your halftime score, 3-0. As you see the Tech students, they're enjoying themselves. Fireworks galore.
Who doesn't enjoy a good defensive game?
Well, 6 other games going on around Conference USA today. A couple of games already final earlier this week as Delaware picked up its first ever Conference USA member win. Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State, they both lost. Louisiana Tech leads it here 3-0 at the half. We'll be back with the kickoff to start the third quarter. 3-0 our score. Louisiana Tech leads. It's warm enough. You can be out there without a shirt. Those young men having a good time here at Joe I.A. Stadium. Two teams combined for just over 200 yards of total offense. Our stats brought to you by Skip Russell State Farm, and we're ready for the second half kickoff. Louisiana Tech will be receiving the football. Bulldogs put a field goal on the board right before the half, and that ball sails through the end zone. It'll be a touchback.
Look for the Bulldogs to try and get their young quarterback, Trey Kukoc, out on the edge a little bit more to open up the passing game. They've done a good job getting him on the edge in the run game. We've not been very consistent in the passing game so far in this game.
Offside, kicking team, number 27, 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
So a penalty called, and they're going to re-kick here to start. So while we're waiting to get the special teams units back out, let's send it down to Madison Kaufman.
Yeah, guys, I caught up with Coach Selfo just coming back into the half. He's very happy with how his defense is performing, but no surprise, not so happy with the offense. He said he's very displeased with those penalties they got. They were the least penalized teams in their conference last season, and that's just not them. His message to the team at the half was simply to settle in and play the game that they play, and he wants to see that start with both quarterbacks.
Thank you, Madison. Well, we talked about no continuity, no real rhythm in the first half. And Luke, a lot of that's because of those negative plays, whether they're penalties, sacks, or broken plays.
Yeah, penalties are a killer. In a game like this, it's going to be about possessing the ball and getting opportunities. The one interception early in the game will come back to bite them later probably as well.
Now Louisiana Tech will get an opportunity. That's Fred Robertson off the left side. He's going to turn the corner and out past the 40-yard line. And that offsides penalty to start the second half on the kickoff calls Southeastern Louisiana, as the Bulldogs will have it 1st and 10 at their own 42.
You prefer your kicker not to be the one to have to make the tackle there, but he did a good job roping him up, getting him on the sideline.
Well, Myrie Wiggins, the tailback, to start the third quarter for Louisiana Tech. Trey Kukoc rushed for 39 yards on 11 carries in the first half, and he's going to hand it off to, or he kept it, I believe, that time. Yep. And he'll pick up a couple of yards before he's shoved backwards. Kukoc also 6 of 9 passing for 67 yards, most of that coming on that final drive.
Yeah, it was a little unconventional. You don't want to scramble around in the 2-minute drive, but he made something happen. Eli Finley, getting him the ball is always a good thing.
Rolls out, hits his target here along the near sideline. That is Dane Benedict's. Benedict's longtime teammate of Trey Kukoc, goes all the way back to middle school. And he walked on and then was so impressive in the spring, they put him on scholarship.
Yeah, there's some familiarity between he and Trey, obviously playing together for a while now. But you see in just these first two plays, getting Trey on the edge, letting him see the field, that's where he's comfortable. Out on the edge, on the move, throwing the ball to the sides of the field.
3rd and short. Let's see if Louisiana Tech can pick up the first down. Kukoc will hold on to it. He'll pick up the first down as he falls through the middle and backs his way to about the 45-yard line. So Bulldogs pick up the first down, 1st and 10.
I know it's been a drum that we've beat quite often in this game, but positive plays on 1st and 2nd down open the entire playbook up on 3rd down for you.
Over the middle, he's got his man. That's Latulis down to the 20-yard line.
And Latulis only being about 5'7" and a hiccup. He sneaks behind those linebackers pretty easily. Good job by Trey finding him down the middle of the seam.
So the Bulldogs inside the red zone, and Wiggins will break a tackle off the left side, and he'll pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards. Louisiana Tech trying to score on back-to-back possessions. We talked in that first half late, Luke, about trying to double it up.
It's your 2-for-1. In basketball, they always talk about 2-for-1 there on the shot clock at the end of a quarter. it's the 2-for-1 in football. When you get the ball at the end of a half and coming out of a half, you like to get points on both of those drives.
Out of the pocket, he just throws it away that time as he was under pressure from Rowan Briggs.
Again, getting him out on the edge. Because of positive play yardage on first down, you're not in such a bind here with 3rd and 6 on 3rd down.
Louisiana Tech converted their first 3rd down of the ball game earlier in this drive. Tech now 1 for 6.
You're going to get man-to-man coverage here. Might have an opportunity at a ball.
Into the flat. Wiggins, he's going to beat
nice
his
stutter
man
step
around the corner, and he'll high step his way into the end zone. And Louisiana Tech with the touchdown here to start the 3rd quarter.
3rd and 6 on the outsides of the red zone. You're going to get man coverage. You condense the splits by your offensive formation and your receivers. You run mesh. Everybody in the country runs mesh. Your back is the first read out to the flat. Good job by Trey Kukoc hitting his back in the flat. He out-leveraged the defender right away. And in man coverage, you're going to get picks. When you run this mesh concept, you're going to get natural picks that happen. Defenders don't like to call them picks. They say it's an illegal play. It's not. We're just running shallow crosses, and we get our shoulders together, and we pick players off, and we score touchdowns.
Spoken like a true quarterback. Offsides here. That's a 17-yard touchdown pass.
That penalty is declined.
To
Remains the try.
Amari Wiggins. Henderson in to attempt the extra point.
We talked to Teddy Ville. He likes all of his running backs out of the backfield catching the ball. Amari is one of them that is very proficient at catching the ball out of the backfield. He showed it just then.
Extra point is up and good, and Tony Franklin's got to be awfully happy with the opening possession of the 3rd quarter. Louisiana Tech showing signs of life. Bulldogs leading 10-0.
Quesadilla only place? Finally, someone gets me. Grilled to order, packed with flavor, because deep down, you didn't want a salad today anyway. No shame, just Dilla's. Primo on the go. Order now at dillas.com.
At Louisiana National Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbor, your partner, your friend. Locally owned and family operated, we proudly invest in our neighbors, our schools, and our future. Louisiana National Bank, rooted in tradition, growing with you. Louisiana National Bank, uncommon banking. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking to get the job done
You
right?
mentioned Dane Benedict's on that last scoring drive for Louisiana Tech. Madison Kaufman, what a story.
Benedict's wasn't even on Tony Franklin's radar. He was going out to California to see Trey Kukoc, who just invited Benedict's to come along. We mentioned that relationship that they have. He earned the chance for a walk-on invitation. He arrived in March, and then quickly, with his quiet, steady, and coachable demeanor, earned a spot for a scholarship, which means a lot to a kid who's one of 7 kids and recently lost his father to cancer.
Well, what a great story right there. And those two, Trey Kukoc and Dane Benedict's, again, they go back all the way to middle school. To say they're on the same page is probably an understatement, Luke.
Yeah, you like to have that kind of chemistry. Guys that you've known for a long time, played with a long time. That's good for Dane Benedict's. A kid you can really root for.
Kickoff to start after the scoring drive. It'll go way over the head of Haynes and out of bounds or through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. What a weapon. Louisiana Tech last year had a young man named Buck Buchanan who I think about 95% of his kickoffs sailed through the end zone. And it's such a luxury for your special teams unit not to have that stress of trying to cover kickoffs.
Well, it's not only that, but it saves bodies. The hits, the glancing blows coming down on a kickoff, they save your body over time. Those things add up through the week. They add up through the course of a season. So they can just run down, not take a hit, not risk injury, and it saves your bodies, especially when you've got starters playing on the special teams as Louisiana Tech does.
Well, whistles blow, and a timeout is going to be called, I believe, was the signal.
Southeastern has called their first timeout of the half.
Frank Selfo
Second timeout.
calls a timeout. You hate to burn one this early in the third quarter in a ball game that you never know what's going to be happening late, but you may need it.
Yeah.
Not sure what Selfo saw right there. There's a look at Frank Selfo. He was the offensive coordinator for Derek Dooley here at Louisiana Tech from 07 through 09. Part of that 2008 Bulldog team that went to the Independence Bowl, beat Northern Illinois.
If there's a more likable guy than Coach Selfo, I don't know him.
Yeah, he was a lot of fun to talk to on Thursday in our production meeting.
I don't know that he would be very likable right now if I'm on his offensive unit.
Henry takes the handoff. Picks up about 2 yards. Carson Camp opening the third quarter at quarterback for Southeastern Louisiana.
And they've got to establish a rhythm just as much as Louisiana Tech. You kind of felt like they did a few things good there at the end of the first half, throwing the ball down the field. Carson Camp's been pretty good so far in this game, aside from the one interception, being patient, taking what the defense gives him.
Camp back, tied in and off his hands and just out of the reach of the Louisiana Tech defender who almost intercepted that on the ricochet.
He's going to look at the film tomorrow and think, man, if I hold this for a second longer, I've got my tight end, number 89, Cade Collier, winning on a corner route. This is just a basic snag concept with a spot at 6 yards, the fullback in the flat, and the tight end on a corner route. He had time there. He could have given that ball to Cade Collier at the corner.
So 3rd down and 8. You know, the Lions would love to put some points on the board after giving up 10 straight to Louisiana Tech. Camp's going to roll out. He's got time. Now he's going to scramble and go down. Well, initially it looked like he had some time, but that pocket broke down, and a good job by the Louisiana Tech defense to get off the field.
And it's a credit to that 3-man front. Again, when you play 3 down, drop 8 coverage, you have to rely on the 3 guys or the 4 guys rushing the passer to create pressure so that your back end can match up and play defense.
Kobe Fields, the first one to him that time. Fields will be credited with his 2nd sack of the ball game.
Good punt.
Latulis will field it. Works up the sideline and still going. And will finally step out of bounds. I tell you what, he had to walk a tightrope that time along the Louisiana Tech sideline and evidently did a really nice job. Now they're going to actually, I think, go back and mark him out at the 49. Yep, you can see right there. What a great job.
You know, there's hidden yardage in every game, Malcolm. Yardage that isn't accounted for regarding points. Bill Parcells years ago came up with a system where he attributed 7 points for every 100 yards of hidden yardage in a game. Louisiana Tech's going to look back on this game and go, man, we earned points based on our hidden yardage in the special teams because of Derek Latulis.
Kukuk finds his tight end. That's Eli Finley, picks up 4 yards. Trey Kukuk started 3 of 6 in this ball game for only 23 yards, but he's hit 7 of his last 8 for 94 yards. I'd say he's starting to find a rhythm.
Starting to settle in. Play calls have been a little more friendly for him, get him on the edge, things that he's comfortable with. Quick passing game.
Clay Tebben, and he gets a hole off the left side. It'll be a foot race. He's being chased down far sideline, knocked out of bounds inside the 15 by Ian Connerly Goodley. But Clay Tebben, a transfer from Navarro Junior College, showing off his speed, and there was a nice hole to run through.
Beautiful job by the offensive line. This offensive line doesn't get enough credit. Coach Franklin really wanted to coach them up. Felt like they had plenty of talent to run the ball better than they did last year.
Kukuk will hold it, keep it himself up the middle down to the 10. He said when he got here and watched Phil, Tony Franklin that is, on the Louisiana Tech offensive line, it was like, so-so. But then when he saw them on the practice field, he said, okay, something's not adding up. These are talented guys. He said he felt like they just need to just simplify things. And the up-tempo, he feels like, actually helps the O-line.
Yeah, you, as an offensive lineman, you play your rules, right? You play your rules. You have to deuce block, log block, all the different types of blocks, but the different defensive fronts that you play within a game, within a season, they change a lot. When you are up-tempo, you have to play your rules with what you're given. To simplify it for them is going to help them a lot in their run game this season.
It'll be 3rd and less than a yard for Louisiana Tech inside the 5. Kukuk's going to keep it himself, and he'll pick up the first down to the 1-yard line. And again, brand new season, but this was an area where the Bulldogs struggled last year, scoring touchdowns in the red zone, and part of that was because of their struggles to run the football consistently.
And that's a point of emphasis for Coach Franklin. He's going to run the football, run the football, run the football in the red zone, and then when you get one-on-one like you've got right now, you're going to take a shot.
He's going to go over the middle and knocked away. There was the shot you talked about. That was intended for Devin Gandy.
His first target of the game.
Sacramento State.
That's a guy that Coach Cumbie looked at and was really excited to see at the exposition for the wide receivers. Hoping to get more targets to him throughout this ball game.
2nd down and goal. Tevin in the backfield with Kukuk. Takes the handoff off the left side, and he will trot into the end zone. That was blocked nicely, and a nice cut to the outside by Clay Tevin. And now the Bulldogs offense is rolling.
Bulldogs seem to have found a little rhythm here coming out of halftime. We talked about it at the end of the first half. Just that little bit of momentum. A 40-yard drive, a 50-yard drive, ending with 3. Didn't end in a touchdown, but that 3 points was critical for them coming out of half with the ball in their hand and building some momentum coming out into this second half.
So 3 straight scoring drive, which go all the way back to that field goal to end the first half. Couple of touchdowns here early in the 3rd quarter. Extra point is up and good. Well, Tony Franklin has found something here recently. The Bulldogs offense looks totally different. The Tech defense continues to impress. Let's see if Southeastern Louisiana can answer when we come back. Well, a lot more to cheer about here over this third quarter. A couple of possessions, a couple of touchdown drives for Louisiana Tech, leading 17-0. Well, Bulldogs will be kicking off here. And Southeastern Louisiana, Luke, they're kind of in a situation you got to answer right here because you don't want to fall any further behind on the road.
Yeah, coming out in the third quarter, games are won and lost with the first couple of series or first couple of defensive series, even if you get stops, get off the field in third down. They've not done that yet in this quarter, so they're going to have to lean a little more, I believe, on the right arm of either Carson Kemp, let's see who comes out here at half, or Kyle Lowe, or not half rather, but on this series, and start pushing the ball down the field a little bit.
Well, especially the way the Louisiana Tech offense is starting to go. First 6 drives of the game for Tech offensively, 22 plays, 39 yards. Over the last 3 drives, 20 plays, 187 yards, and those 17 points. So, again, the Bulldogs offense finally starting to find a little bit of a rhythm.
We've talked about it before. There's no preseason. There's not even scrimmages except for inter-squad. And so even your coordinators are learning what your players like in game situations.
Camp over the middle finds his target for a short gain. Now Southeastern is going to try up tempo, as that was Jalen DiMaggio on the catch. Hands it up the middle. There's Graham fighting forward for a first down.
Drive starters. Coach Gruden used to always call drive starters. It's a section of plays that get you going, easy completion, a solid run out to the perimeter. Find a way to get some continuity, some confidence, some momentum going for your offense on the first play of every drive.
Graham with the handoff, and he's got a hole and just gets tripped up. It looked like he may have been off to the races, but somebody grabbed his shoestring.
That was a touchdown saving tackle. There was nobody on the back end.
I believe that was Benji Johnson on the tackle for Louisiana Tech. Now this time Camp's going to keep it, and he splits a couple of defenders. Fights his way down to the 42-yard line, and he comes up hobbling.
Like got twisted up a little bit. Good confident run by Carson Camp. Louisiana Tech has a player down as well.
So the Bulldogs with a defensive player down back at the 46-yard line. You see Camp over on the sideline. Bent over there. Can't make the number out on the Louisiana Tech.
I think it's Chief
defender.
Chief Leota, I believe.
You know, those athletic trainers, they do such a great job, but sometimes they don't realize they're blocking our view. I don't think they're worried about us, and that is Chief Leota. And the good news is he's up and coming off the field. Of course, I'm joking. They've got an important job to do. Those men and women do an outstanding job taking care of these student athletes. Leota walking off the field under his own pressure, which is a positive sign for Louisiana Tech.
Those guys and gals on the training staff don't get enough credit. They are literally the lifeblood of many college and NFL players being able to get their bodies ready to play in 7 days.
It'll be 1st and 10. And so Kyle Lowe into play quarterback now with Camp over on the line sideline. We'll keep an eye over there and see if he's able to come back in. Lowe is going to keep it himself and dives forward down to the 37-yard line.
You got to feel good about a veteran quarterback who's played some snaps coming in. It's not ideal. You just had a little bit of momentum going, having to change cadences, snap count's different, voice inflection is different, but you feel good about Kyle Lowe and his experience in this offense.
Jaden Mayfield, redshirt freshman linebacker, made the tackle, and Lowe keeps it himself off the right side once again. Picks up nice yardage, and this is the best drive of the ball game. That was Cam Franklin on the stop. So 1st and 10 at the 26. The Lions driving here. Lowe with time. He's going to take off and run again. And he'll pick up 5 yards down to the 21.
I'll tell you what, I really like the discipline of both of these SLU quarterbacks. It's tough. When you're standing in the pocket and you get to 3 seconds, 4 seconds, holding the ball, it's tough. You want to find a place in that secondary to throw the ball. But when there's 8 guys in coverage, there's just not very many holes to throw it in. So I really, really like the discipline that they have to tuck the ball, get what they can, positive yards, and help their offense, not expose the ball, not put it at risk.
Henry takes the handoff, dodge a tackle, and pick up the yard. The ball comes out. Louisiana Tech picks it up. It's going to be a foot race as the Bulldogs are going to take it all the way for the touchdown. 80 yards on the touchdown return by Franklin. And Louisiana Tech now takes a 23-0 lead just when it looked like Southeastern Louisiana may get back into this ball game.
Turnovers are killers. They'll kill drives. They'll kill opportunities to win. Great job by the Louisiana Tech defense. Putting the helmet, putting the shoulder pad right on the ball and the ball carrier. Out comes the ball, and they capitalize on it.
So Cam Franklin with the touchdown return, 80 yards, and that quickly Louisiana Tech extends its lead. Extra point up and good, and it's now 24-0 Bulldogs with 5:12 to play. Another look at it right there. That was Henry fighting for some extra yards. There's the big hit right there that lodged it loose. Franklin with a touchdown and Tech up 24-0. Well, as the Louisiana Tech legend would say, Luke, you got to love it. Dave Nitz called Louisiana Tech sports for 50 years. He would have loved that fumble return for a touchdown. Started calling Bulldog games way back in 1974. It was a baseball regional game in Arlington. His last Tech ball game, a baseball regional in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Dave Nitz passed away this summer, and Louisiana Tech will mourn his loss. 50 years as the voice of the Bulldogs. He called a lot of Luke McCown's greatest moments.
Yeah, I can remember hearing this voice, very distinct voice, on one of the games that I had played, and I went back and like any young quarterback, I watched myself play, and I heard this voice, and I didn't know who it was, and then he comes and introduces himself. I'm a true freshman on our first on our first away game, and I'm like, you're the voice that I heard on TV.
Well, he was a part of Louisiana Tech's fans' households, that voice we all grew up listening to. Little end around this time, and nice run out there by Brandon Hayes as he's close to a first down. We'll send it down to Madison Kaufman.
Yeah, guys, there's been a noticeable energy shift on the Louisiana Tech sideline, obviously. There are lots of helmet taps, lots of high fives, and even a slight smile from Tony Franklin. But the coaches are encouraging their players not to take their foot off the gas. They said, I don't care if it's 24 points, we play like it's none.
Lowe keeps the ball and will run out of bounds as he picks up about 7 yards on first down.
There wasn't much to improve on. If you're a Louisiana Tech defense from the 2024 season, you're ranked 11th in total yards, 6th in pass defense, 15th in red zone defense. You're about middle of the pack in turnovers. So to start the season with 2 turnovers, 1 resulting in a touchdown, is a big deal for Louisiana Tech defense that was already pretty good.
Hand off to Calvin Smith. He'll pick up the first down out to midfield. And Southeastern started to get a little bit more running room. They were moving the football their last possession when the turnover occurred inside the red zone. That was Jakari Foster that time on the tackle for Louisiana Tech. This was a 0-0 ball game right before the half. Bulldogs kicked a field goal, and they'll have scored 21 points here in the third quarter. Pass intended that time for Besh.
Double edge pressure
in front of him.
Double edge pressure by Louisiana Tech's defense. SLU has come out and they've got on the edges now here for a couple of plays in a row. Louisiana Tech says, we're going to stop that real quick. We're going to send both of our outside linebackers off the edge. We call it a saw blitz. Sam plus Will, saw, double edge pressure.
Low looking, and it's knocked away from his big tight end that time. That was Aiden Wilkinson at the intended target.
Very nice coverage there by Louisiana Tech. Again, they are multiple in their coverage. Probably more zone than man. They pick their spots to play man. They're pretty good at it.
So that'll bring up a 3rd and 10. Southeastern 5 of 12 on third downs in this ball game, and they can ill afford to give the football back to Louisiana Tech, trailing 24-0 with 3.5 to play here, third quarter.
Look for edge pressure again. Here it comes.
Over the middle, and it's caught by Besh, and that'll be a first down.
Excellent job by Kyle Lowe. Great protection there. Again, one of the strengths of this SLU team is this offensive line, per Coach Selfo, and the defensive line included in that. But here they go, pick up a saw blitz this time. Kyle Lowe climbs the pocket, keeps his shoulders perpendicular, remains a passer, and throws a strike.
So for the second straight possession, Southeastern Louisiana inside of Louisiana Tech's side of the field. That pass along the far sideline is complete. That is Kentrell Prejean, transfer from South Dakota State, sophomore out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Second down and 6. Lowe's going to take a shot along the sideline, and it's broken up.
Same
nice
exact
job
play
defensively by the Bulldog defender.
Same exact play call as on first down there. Man coverage again, press man coverage on the outside. Kyle Lowe takes a shot, tries a back shoulder throw. We like to see those back shoulder throws be helmet or higher. Helmet or higher for a good tall receiver, 6'2" receiver, as he was just throwing to. They want to be able to use their length, reach up and grab the ball. He'll work on the location of that throw this week.
That was Jamal Shelby, the defender for Louisiana Tech, and he'll bring up 3rd and 6, and flags fly.
False start. Offense, number 65, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So back him up 5 yards. That'll be the 7th penalty of the night against the Lions for 45 yards. And
please reset the game clock to
Madison
2 minutes and 19
talked
seconds.
to Frank Selfo at
2:19.
halftime. He wasn't real pleased with those penalties in the first half, which really helped stall some drives. Here you're inside the Louisiana Tech 40-yard line. You're trying to get back into this football game. 3rd and medium becomes 3rd and long.
Control the controllables, right? Pre-snap penalties are a thing you can control. It's about discipline. I understand it's early in the season. I understand there's another quarterback in the game, but we got to control that. Got to be a little more disciplined on that offensive line.
Low back, man in his face, and the pass is
it's going to be a penalty.
Late, and I think that's going to be a penalty
roughing the passer
on Louisiana Tech. That was Chief Leota on the pressure.
You know, as a quarterback, I always agree with these calls
foul,
right here.
Roughing the passer, high contact to the quarterback. On the defense, number 42, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And it's a tough thing for Chief Leota because he's got his hands raised. He's trying to block the pass. He's not trying to hit Kyle Lowe in the head. He's got his hands up trying to block the pass. Maybe that's not the case on this one. But usually they have their hands high trying to block the ball and inadvertently end up hitting the quarterback. That doesn't seem to be the case in this play. Sorry, Chief.
You tried, but the video doesn't lie on that one. Handoff off the right side. Big hole over there. And that's Brandon Hayes, the wide receiver from Hattiesburg, who will pick up the first down inside the 15-yard line. And that's a big penalty. It was going to be 4th and 11 for Southeastern, but the personal foul, the second one on Chief Leota in this ball game, gives Southeastern new life.
Yeah, again, a 5th-year senior. Probably a guy you would say is a captain on that defensive front. Uncharacteristic by Chief Leota.
This is the deepest that Southeastern has gotten the football. They're going to take a shot towards the end zone.
Catch it. Ooh.
And broken up over there.
Felt like that was excellent ball location by Kyle Lowe. Man, I'm really impressed by how he throws the ball. He's not the biggest guy, 5'10", 5'11", maybe. But he sees the field really well, throws the ball extremely well.
That play was well covered by Jamal Shelby, and you're right. I mean, the throw gave his receiver an opportunity right there despite the outstanding coverage. Hands it off. That's going to be Smith, who picks up a couple of yards. And you got to feel like this is going to be 4-down territory, Luke, with just over a quarter to play. You're down 3 possessions, and that's 3 touchdowns.
That's correct.
Converting 2-point conversions on all of them. So you've got to think that Southeastern, barring a huge loss on this next play, this is going to be 4-down territory.
That's exactly right. And usually, typically in a game, you get 8 to 10 possessions, 8 to 10 drives, 2 per quarter, maybe 3. So they're looking at the 4th quarter here going, we're only going to get the ball maybe 2 more times. We've got to use all of our downs to get points on the board in this drive.
Watch Lowe, see if he uses his feet. Looking, has time, finds his tight end, and he'll pick up the first down. He stopped short of the goal line, but it'll be a fresh set of downs here, and it'll be 1st and goal.
Excellent job by Kyle Lowe, working through his progression. Exact same play that Louisiana Tech scored on a little while ago. We call it mesh. We send it back out into the flat. We're trying to draw the defense out, create a pick or a rub by the defenders, knock somebody off. Kyle worked through his progression. His eyes started in the flat first. He worked all the way back across to a tight end sitting down in zone. It was man coverage. I felt like he could have kept pushing it across, but a great job working the progression to find a completion.
Graham takes the handoff, and he goes nowhere. That is Leota trying to make up for his mistake. And that'll be the final play of the third quarter. A loss of yardage on that play. Great play by the Louisiana Tech senior linebacker. We're heading to the final quarter. Bulldogs lead 24-0.
At Louisiana National Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbor, your partner, your friend. Locally owned and family operated, we proudly invest in our neighbors, our schools, and our future. Louisiana National Bank, rooted in tradition, growing with you. Louisiana National Bank, uncommon banking. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, look, we gotta go to Leslie's Awakening. Bye. Baby, you look so tired.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired.
Why don't you go lay down on my Scandinavian and take a nap? I promise you're gonna feel to look 25 years younger.
We gotta go.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Oh, wow. 25 years gone.
Dad, that's the baby.
Yeah, but I just sleep.
Great. She wants one too.
Nice.
American mattress salad.
Where you don't have to go back in time
to get a great night's sleep.
At St. Francis Health, we're focused on serving you with a dedication to excellence, innovation, clinical expertise, and respect for who you are as a person. As we turn our attention to the future, our commitment to Northeast Louisiana is at the center of how we move St. Francis forward. Our highly skilled team has one thing in mind: excellence in healthcare. It is our honor and our mission to serve you and this community. St. Francis, proud sponsor of the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs.
Hey, look, we gotta go to Leslie's Awakening. Bye. Baby, you look so tired.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired.
Why don't you go lay down on my Scandinavian and take a nap? I promise you're gonna feel to look 25 years younger.
We gotta go.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Oh, wow. 25 years gone.
Dad, that's the baby.
Yeah, but I just sleep.
Great. She wants one too.
Nice.
American mattress salad.
where you don't have to go back in time
to get a great night's sleep.
A quesadilla only place? Finally, someone gets me. Grilled to order, packed with flavor, because deep down, you didn't want a salad today anyway. No shame, just Dilla's. Primo on the go. Order now at dillas.com.
Well, Louisiana Tech leads it 24-0. 21 points in that third quarter as we head to the fourth here. Louisiana Tech trying to make a goal line stand. Take a look at the next 5 home games presented by Experience Ruston. Explore, experience, enjoy. Bulldogs will be back home in 2 weeks. Kyle rolling back across his body, and it's intercepted.
Big
Louisiana
man.
Tech. That's one of the D linemen for the Bulldogs. That is Zion Nason. So Nason, a senior from Canton, Mississippi, by the way of Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College.
SLU's running a sprint to the left. They're running essentially a pick play, trying to get the inside guy the ball. Your first read is to the flat. If it's not to the flat, running to the left with a right-handed quarterback is really tough to turn back inside and try to hit your second read Kyle Lowe trying to make a play there for his team in a pretty desperate situation. Ball gets knocked up in the air and picked off.
Luke Olson's talked all fall about his defense creating turnovers, and that's 3 of them now tonight, and all 3 of them have been in big situations. Q-cut back, the pocket collapses around him, and he'll go down.
Interesting to see on first down right here that we spread the field out and try to take a shot. I would have thought we would have started with a run play on that particular play.
That was Ahmad Bradley on the sack. Loss of about 8 yards on the play, 2nd down and 18. Handoff. That's Fred Robertson who will lose some yards as his feet slip out from under him.
Yeah, again, spreading it out. Went 4 wide receivers, spreading it out, trying to get the ball on the edge. Louisiana Tech is just thinking, keep the clock running somehow. Even this early in the 4th quarter, we're not going to rest on our laurels. We're going to try and go score is what Coach Franklin's thinking. But they want to make sure they keep the clock rolling.
Now back-to-back negative plays, and you're behind the sticks here and up 24-0. You got to think they'll play it conservatively on 3rd and
absolutely
23. They're going to throw it underneath, and that's not going to go anywhere. So a good job by the Southeastern Louisiana defense as they're going to get the football right back for their offense.
And really, aside from 2 drives in the 3rd quarter, the drive at the end of the 1st half, you would say this SLU defense has done their job. And a great stand right there after a turnover, keeping Louisiana Tech backed up in their own end zone. They're going to get good field position getting this ball after the punt.
John Hoyt chance to punt it away for Louisiana Tech. Back deep is Kentrell Prejean. Prejean will field it, bring it straight up the field, and he's tackled at about the 32. Good job of the coverage unit by Louisiana Tech. That's Robertson who makes the tackle. Southeastern will have the football back, trailing 24-0. Carson Camp back out at quarterback as he limped off the field a couple of possessions ago. So good sign for the Lions, and he's back out there. I thought Kyle Lowe did a really good job outside of the interception he threw inside the 5.
Forced into a situation where he's trying to make a play. Tough running to the left for a right-handed quarterback to get your shoulders around and make that throw back inside. But I thought he did a good job handling the situation that he was in. Carson Camp, this is a guy that has some history with come-from-behind wins. He had a Hail Mary to beat South Dakota State a couple of years ago. Was Sports Illustrated's Play of the Year. Threw for more than 4,000 yards and 24 touchdowns in his career at South Dakota. He's been limited in his experience due to injury.
That was Rodeo Graham on the tackle, and I guess no pun intended, but he was lassoed by a couple of Bulldogs that time.
I see what you did there.
No gain. Of course, a good old Texas boy like you likes a rodeo.
I can appreciate that. Absolutely.
2nd down and 10. Hands it off the right side, pickup of about 5 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 5. It was Brandon Hayes on the carry, Johnson on the tackle. Just under 12 minutes to play. You look at this stat, Luke. Southeastern 7 of 14 on 3rd down conversions tonight. The Lions have done a good job with that.
If you look at 3rd downs, that's one of the key factors to winning a ball game. But turnovers outweighs them all.
Louisiana Tech +3 in turnover margin in this one. And they get a little shovel pass, and it's defended nicely by Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Number 1, Jalen Domingo got the play call on that play. He was turned back looking at Carson Camp. Well, what's the call? What's the call?
That was Jaden Matkins on the tackle for Louisiana Tech. It'll force a 4th down. Punting unit comes on for the Lions.
Jalen DiMaggio, I should say, like the baseball player.
Nice punt. Fair catch is going to be called for and made by Latulis. Louisiana Tech will take over 1st and 10 at its own 21. Let's send it down to Madison Kaufman.
A little bit of a redemption drive here for the Louisiana Tech offense. Coach Tony Franklin took full ownership of that last possession, telling his guys on the sideline, hey, I'll take it. That one was on me. Don't worry about it. Let's let that one go and keep running up the score. They went out of the huddle with the finish on 2.
Luke, we're going to have to talk to Coach Franklin. He started the game, unless we're all nuts, in the booth in the 1st quarter, and now he's back on the sideline. He had told us he would be on the sideline, but that 1st quarter, he started in the booth. That pass out to Gandy, and he'll turn it up the field and come close to picking up a 1st down. We'll see where they mark him.
As any good coordinator does, keeps you guessing. Keeps you guessing.
And he did exactly that. Gain of 11 yards on 1st down. Gandy's first reception. They're real excited about Devin Gandy, a transfer from Sac State. Bulldogs using some clock, empty backfield. They swing it out. Good job by the defenders on the far side of fighting off some blocks and limiting that completion to just a couple of yards. And that's Jacob Fields on the catch right there, and that's Louisiana Tech's kind of utility guy. Fields played running back 2 years ago for the Bulldogs. Last year back to the defensive secondary. This year he's in the secondary, but they're going to try to get him about 15 snaps a ball game on offense.
I'm sure we'll have more from Madison here in a moment regarding his two-way play. But not many have done that for Louisiana Tech, played both ways.
Q-Cup keeps it right there. Up the middle, picks up a few yards. It'll bring up a 3rd down.
It's never too early to try and eat up the clock. We want to milk this thing. The ball shouldn't be snapped outside of about 3 seconds on every play. As long as we're getting yardage, continue to milk the clock, continue to eat it away. The clock is not your friend in this situation if you're Louisiana Tech.
So Fields back out on the field. He's in the slot far side. Now he comes in motion. They're going to hand it off to him. And let's see, he's going to try to turn around the edge. Nice pursuit that time. He'll come up short of the first down. It'll bring up a 4th down. You talked about two-way players. We'll send it down to Madison Kaufman. She knows a little bit about that.
Luke, you got it exactly right. Jacob Fields plays both sides of the field. He was recruited as a defensive back, but due to injuries in the room, quickly moved to running back. In 2024, he moved back to defense, and in 2025, he's going to play both sides of the field all season long. He's believed to be one of the first, one of two two-way players in 50 years. The last to do it was Troy Edwards in 1998, which, Luke, I think you know a little bit about following in the footsteps of that legend.
Yeah, and a legend he was.
Punt is away. It's going to bounce and take a Louisiana Tech roll inside the 10, and that's where it'll be down. And Southeastern Louisiana, they got their backs to the wall in a number of ways here, trailing 24-0 midway through the 4th.
Hey, look, we gotta go to Leslie's weight game. Bye. Baby, you look so tired.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired.
Why don't you go lay down on my Scandinavian and take a nap? I promise you're gonna feel to look 25 years younger.
We gotta go.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Oh, wow. 25 years gone.
Dad, that's the baby.
You have bad sleep.
Great. She wants one too.
American Mattress Outlet.
Where you don't have to go back in time
to get a great night's sleep.
At St. Francis Health, we're focused on serving you with a dedication to excellence, innovation, clinical expertise, and respect for who you are as a person. As we turn our attention to the future, our commitment to Northeast Louisiana is at the center of how we move St. Francis forward. Our highly skilled team has one thing in mind: excellence in healthcare. It is our honor and our mission to serve you and this community. St. Francis, proud sponsor of the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs.
Carson Camp back out at quarterback. Southeastern will start inside their own 10-yard line, trailing 24-0. And at this point, Luke, there's a little bit of pride on the line for both the Louisiana Tech defense and the Southeastern offense. Bulldogs would love to pitch that shutout, and if you're Southeastern, the last thing you want to do is get shut out.
That's exactly right. They're going to come out slinging the ball. You got 7 minutes and 35 seconds to make your mark on a game. You don't ever want to leave the stadium with a 0 on the scoreboard. So Carson's going to throw the ball in some tight windows. Louisiana Tech's going to have some opportunities to continue to build on their turnover margin. But you're right, SLU needs to put a drive together and finish this game on a high note as they head into next week.
Second down and 10. Hands it off, and hard piece of running right there. Number of Bulldogs there to make the stop. A gain of about 2 yards. It'll bring up a long 3rd and 8.
I really can't say enough about the job this defense has done. An already strong unit that is building on in this first game. A strong 24 campaign. Luke Olson's got to be very, very pleased with how his defense has come to play today.
So 3rd down and long. Camp looking and fires it out. He's got a man wide open along the Southeastern sideline. It'll be a 1st down out close to midfield.
Looks like Louisiana Tech defender fell down on that coverage there. Safety to the far side of the field.
That was DiMaggio that time on the reception. Longest offensive play for Southeastern in this ball game.
A hook and ladder.
They set it up, but the Bulldogs defense right there looked like the timing was off a little bit, but that was Brandon Hayes on the catch, and it sure looked like he wanted to pitch it.
Timing was off a little bit. I think the snap was a little bit high. Specialty plays like that, and you got to be on the screws to really hit them. And the snap is off even by a little bit. The ball is out late by the quarterback. It throws off the whole timing for the catch and the pitch for the execution of the play.
Calvin Smith, the tailback. He's in the backfield along with Camp. Rush off the edge, and he's going to go down. That was Cameron Carter.
What a call by Luke Olson in that situation. Close splits. Generally, a defense comes out with multiple calls, and depending on the split of the receiver, it tells a safety to trigger or a corner to trigger. With a tight split by your ex-receiver, they probably switched responsibilities, and that went to Cameron Carter to trigger on that blitz, and a great call by Luke Olson.
3rd sack of the ball game by the Bulldogs. It'll bring up a 3rd and long. Camp over the middle, and he's got his man for the 1st down inside of Louisiana Tech territory. A nice throw to Besh that time.
Great job by Carson Camp hanging in there. Again, 3rd and long. What do? Do you play prevent coverage? Do you play soft and keep it all in front of you? Do you add pressure, try to get to him again, put the nail in the coffin, so to speak? Great job by Carson Camp. Louisiana Tech sent pressure, man coverage. He ends up gashing him for a big gain.
And pass a little high for his intended receiver. That was a gain of 35 yards on that completion to Besh.
Man coverage is what you like to throw against if you're a quarterback. I want man coverage. That's where big plays happen. I want you to pressure me. I want to be able to pick up the pressure and throw against man coverage.
Second down and 10. Under 5 minutes to play. Louisiana Tech, thanks to 21 points in the 3rd quarter, leads 24-0. Bulldogs trying to pick up their 1st win of the season. Pass off the hands of the intended receiver. Another nice job really by Carson Camp that time as he stayed in the pocket and had his man. That'll bring up a 3rd down.
And again, very good job by Carson Camp standing in the pocket, delivering the ball on time and accurate. In a 24-0 game, you've got to come down with that ball, help your team convert a big 2nd and long play. Try to get points on the board here before the end of this game.
Quick pass over the middle off the hands of Prejean that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down. So back-to-back passes where Camp's put it right on the money.
Yeah, listen, I mean, both of these quarterbacks have done a very good job putting the ball where it needs to be. Minus a turnover by each quarterback. They've done a good job with their ball placement, the location of their throws. Those got to be caught, these last 2 balls.
That'll bring up a 4th down. Southeastern, the Lions on the Louisiana Tech 31. Trying to get the goose egg off the scoreboard.
Louisiana Tech showing pressure. And they bring it, cover 0.
He's got nowhere to go that time. It's another sack by the Bulldogs, and the football will go back to Louisiana Tech. That's Makai Mason on the sack. Bulldogs bringing the blitz, putting a hurt on Carson Camp. Bulldogs on top 24-0, 4 minutes to play. Makai Mason's had quite the ball game for Louisiana Tech. We're going to send it down to Madison Kaufman.
We've heard a lot tonight, and that was exactly what Luke Olson said earlier this week. He's one of the biggest surprise players that nobody was talking about. He attacks meeting and practices, and he plays with a chip on his shoulder. He knows he's got something to prove. So no surprise to Coach Luke Olson that he's having quite a night.
Well, he's got 3.5 tackles for loss and 2 sacks tonight. That is Makai Mason. And tell you what, he's been everywhere for Louisiana Tech, as has this entire linebacker core. We talked about it being the strength of the defense. Luke McCown, Kobe Fields, 12 tackles. Chief Leota, 12 tackles. Makai Mason, 8 tackles. Your starting 3 linebackers to combine for 32 tackles, 7.5 tackles for loss.
Yeah, listen, there's reasons why the coaches said that they feel like it's one of the best linebacking groups in the entire country. That's a high mark when you talk about linebackers as a whole, as a group. And we haven't even gotten to the young linebackers that are a part of that room that they're really, really excited about. But you would say that they've played a flawless game outside of the 2 penalties by Chief Leota. These linebackers have done their job and done it at a high level tonight.
Andrew Burnett, the short yardage goal line back, picking up 10 yards on that carry. 6'2", 238, fifth-year senior. Not sure I'd want to try to tackle him one-on-one. And he's going to get the handoff again, and it's going to take a host of Lions, and he still hasn't gone down. And finally, the whistle blows. Gain of 6 yards on the play. 2nd down and 4. We'll get an opportunity to talk with Louisiana Tech quarterback Trey Kukoc after this ball game is over. Also, Tech head coach Sonny Cumbie, get his thoughts on the opener. 10 seconds are going to tick off the clock, and it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Bulldogs heading over to the sideline. This will be our final timeout. Should be the 2-minute warning. I don't know. There we go. The 2 clock, it stopped at 2:02, but we're going to send it to break. 24-0 Dogs on top. Well, a number of students still here at Joe Stadium. They've enjoyed what they've seen tonight. Bulldogs leading 24-0. And if you're Tony Franklin, it was a really slow start for your offense. You got the field goal right before the half. A couple of touchdowns to start the third quarter. What do you think Tony Franklin's thinking right now after game one?
Well, you like how Trey Kukoc took care of the ball. You know, again, I think they knew that he was a bit of a gamer. Again, the conversations that we had, they really liked what they saw when it was live in practice, when it was live in fall camp. He seemed to raise his level of performance and competition in those moments. So I think they really liked that. Again, there was probably some feeling out of what he's really good at in these situations under the lights. I think they figured out, hey, we need to get him on the edge. We need to get him comfortable throwing on the move. But what you also saw from Trey right there at the end of the first half, he kind of scrambles around, makes an off-schedule throw to Eli Finley. That seemed to kind of get him going a little bit. Now he hits a play down the middle to Dedrick Latulis early in the third quarter, sets up another touchdown pass. That kind of got him moving a little bit. So I think Tony Franklin is going to be quite pleased with his quarterback's performance, quite pleased with how they performed as a unit overall, taking care of the football, managing the up-tempo stuff, and the end of the half, the situational football that you practice over and over again, 2-minute red zone, third down, and now here in a 4-minute offense at the end of a game, trying to keep the clock going. I think he's going to be very pleased with those things.
Yeah, Luke Olson will give credit to his defensive players. Obviously, they're the ones that did the job, but pretty good to have a shutout in your first game as the defensive coordinator at Louisiana Tech. Bulldogs in the victory formation now as Kukoc will just take a knee, and Louisiana Tech should not have to run another offensive play as the Bulldogs are going to start 1-0 on the season. Southeastern Louisiana will fall to 0-1 as Sonny Cumbie heads to midfield to shake hands with Frank Selfo, one of the good guys in college football. You see the smile right there. Both those coaches know they've got plenty of work to do. Louisiana Tech will be, we'll get an opportunity to talk with the quarterback for the Bulldogs, Trey Kukoc, as Madison Kaufman's going to try to track him down. But again, the goal for week one, win the ball game, get some film, try to progress throughout the course of the ball game and get better. I think Louisiana Tech did that.
Yeah, again, managing the little things, turnovers you can take care of, penalties you can take care of. Okay, those are all things that are within your control. Managing the up-tempo and the situations, they're going to look at third down real hard. I don't know what we ended up percentage-wise. It wasn't long ago that they were 3 of 8 on third down. That's not where you want to be. That's not a winning recipe. They're going to look at third down really hard this week and trying to improve there. But they've done a good job. Trey Kukoc, the running game, the offensive line did a good job. And I think just overall, finding their rhythm at the end of the first half, getting points on the board, really sparked that offense heading into the second half, coming out with the ball and scoring on consecutive drives.
Well, and while the offense was kind of trying to find their footing, the Louisiana Tech defense was doing its job as it did all night long. You pitched the shutout. You forced 3 turnovers. You returned 1 of those for 6 points. And so the Bulldogs defense did their job. We're going to send it down to Madison Kaufman.
Trey, congratulations, your first win in a Bulldog jersey. Tell me a little bit about what you're thinking right now.
Man, you dream about these moments. I'm so proud of this team, the way we finished. You know, we shoved it. We ran the ball all drive that last drive, put it away, and I'm just happy for my teammates. I can't wait to spend the night with them and celebrate.
You're a California native. You're a long way from home. What was it about this team and Tony Franklin that made it worth it?
The culture when I stepped into the building, Coach Cumbie as well, Coach Franklin you already mentioned, they really made it feel like family. When I stepped in the building, you know, I'm a long way from home, like you said, but I always felt welcomed here, and we worked really hard. We worked really hard all offseason, and this is the fruits of our labor, and now we got a big one next week, so can't really celebrate for too long. We got to get ready for that one.
And last question for you, you know, all of your teammates are talking about how much fun they're having with Tony Franklin. Is that your experience?
Oh yeah, of course. He makes things fun. He's very on the fly. You know, he likes to keep it loose, keep it simple, makes it easy on us as players. And he's a great guy to be around. Obviously, his insight and his experience in life and in football has really amplified everything we want to be as a culture on this team. So yeah, he's a great guy, and I'm really excited to be able to play for him.
Well, thanks for your time, Trey. Go celebrate with your team.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, Luke, as a former quarterback, you know how important it is to get the first game of the season under your belt, regardless of whether you're experienced or not. His first game as a Bulldog, you know he's going to take a deep breath tonight, and he did a great job. You know he's going to even get better next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Momentum is a real thing. It's a real phenomenon that helps your emotional state, helps you believe in yourself. It gives you confidence. And Trey Kuka needed a little bit of that today.
We're going to send it back down to Madison Kaufman. She's with Louisiana Tech head coach Sonny Cumbie.
Well, Coach, it's always nice to chat after a win. Congratulations. How does this set the tone for the rest of the season?
Well, it's great to be 1-0 after tonight, man. There's just, I don't think you understand, like, there's just so many unknowns when you go into a first game on both sides. I mean, offense, defense, special teams. There's so many new personnel that's never played, some that have. You know, you got new coaches. And so, I mean, it's just a great relief to be 1-0, to enjoy it. Extremely proud of our defense. You know, the last 8 quarters that we've played defense here at Joe Hayes Stadium, they haven't scored. And so that's a great stat to have. And I was proud of how the offense answered in the second half. And then, I wish we would have finished a little better there. But special teams, I think our guys did a great job. And the goal was every week is just to win, and we did that. So we got a lot to clean up, but excited about being 1-0.
Next week, you face a formidable opponent. What are you hoping to take from this game into that one?
Well, I think you've played one game, and so hopefully all those first game jitters are out of everybody's system. They're a great football team. They're probably in a battle right now. I have no idea, but everything is about us getting better. It's about us getting better defensively, offensively, being smart, not allowing penalties on defense to sustain drives, although we were able to rise up and get takeaways. But I think that's the biggest thing for us is worry about our football team this week, get better.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Congrats on a win.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
Well, a happy Sonny Cumbie. You heard it. He knows his team wasn't perfect, but he's pretty pleased with getting the first win under his belt. And if you're Frank Selfo in Southeastern Louisiana, what do you take away from this, Luke?
Well, for the most part, your defense played really well. Your defense played really well. Again, our scoring drives came on a 2-minute situation, coming out of the half, and then on a fumble return for a touchdown. So you got to feel good about where you are as a defense. Your third down offense was actually really well. They performed well. Both your quarterbacks played well. You probably still have some unanswered questions there regarding who the guy is going forward season long. But as always, there's highs and lows. There's good things. There's bad things. Coach Selfo, knowing Coach Selfo, they'll go back to the drawing board. They'll look, they'll be critical of the areas they need to be critical in, and they'll get better. SLU's got a bright future.
Well, the Lions at Murray State next week. Louisiana Tech will travel to Baton Rouge to take on LSU. Well, partner, had a good time tonight. It was a lot of fun being with you on the call.
Buddy.
We'll be back here in a couple of weeks for New Mexico State. Once again, the final score here from Joe IA Stadium. Louisiana Tech wins it 24-0. For Madison Kaufman and Luke McCown, I'm Malcolm Butler. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.